Of course, the success of esport players mainly depends on their skill and talent, but sometimes you can be as good as you want and still get nowhere. Because with all the skill you need for esports, you can't underestimate luck and coincidence. As far as that goes, some pro players have been hit especially hard and you could almost think that there's an evil curse on them. Whether it's CSGO, League or Street Fighter, every game has a few unlucky players who somehow don't manage to win, even if they try their hardest and actually play pretty well. Is it chance or fate? I guess that's what these 10 players who have never won, even though they're good players, will be wondering. Top 10. Hiko. When it comes to unfortunate stories, Hiko can't be left out. He has spent almost an entire decade making a name for himself in CSGO. He's been on Complexity, Cloud9, Team Liquid, Rogue and many other teams with whom he strives for glory. Unfortunately, mostly unsuccessful. With Team Liquid, he became ESL Pro League Season 2 champion in North America in 2015, but unfortunately that was already the peak of his CS career. Before joining Team Liquid, he was with iBuyPower, who became known for the first major match-fixing scandal in North America. Like others, Hiko moved on to Valorant and played for 100 Thieves for 2 years, before eventually retiring from the pro scene there as well. Maybe he'll have more success as a streamer.
There's the first box frag. Hiko gets a double. Now there's still time. Oh my goodness, how does he do this? How does Hiko do it?
Top 9. Punk. Even the best players can't always play their best or have a bad day. That's what happened to North America's greatest Street Fighter player Punk several times. He is known as one of the best players in the world, and in pretty much every tournament he plays in, he is considered the favorite. He's like the eternal second place, and it's never been enough for first place. It's even crazier that he made it to first place on the Capcom Tour last year. A lot of people can take a leaf out of his book. Even though he had to take defeat after defeat, he never lost his courage and was always a good loser. Top 8. Naded. Even in Halo, some pros remain trophyless, even if they try really hard and have been in the esports scene for 12 years. This is the story of Naded, who has achieved a lot of high placement in tournaments throughout his career. But somehow it was never enough for first place in a big event. He was the longest serving Halo pro of all time, but at some point enough was enough for him and he retired from the pro scene. He became a full-time streamer, inspiring a new generation of young aspiring Halo players. And he doesn't even need a trophy to do it. Top 7. Uzi. The superstar Uzi could have become the Chinese Faker. At least he played on a similar level. He was one of the biggest talents in League of Legends with perfect game mechanics and dominated the bot lane for years. But unfortunately he was never really rewarded for it, as he couldn't win a regional title. Although he was able to celebrate his first international victory at MSI 2018, he never got the chance to lift the trophy at Worlds. Because of his health, he took a break in 2020 and returned to pro play in 2021 with Bilibili Gaming. Even though he couldn't win on the big stage, he is still considered one of the best players in the world by many pros. Top 6. Kjaerbye. There was a time when Kjaerbye was a young Danish prodigy who also led his team Astralis to their first major win in a CSGO major. He is the youngest major winner and the youngest Dane ever to be elected HLTV MVP. But then he suddenly turned his back on Astralis and played for North. That was also the time when his performance got worse, but it was to mark only the beginning of a losing streak. He never regained his success with North and later with FaZe, while his former team Astralis slowly but surely established itself as a top team. The last team he tried his luck with before leaving the scene was Endpoint, but he wasn't successful with that team either. Top 5. Scream. Former CSGO pro Scream had the best time of his CS career with G2. He was known for shooting like an aimbot and making crazy sneaky plays, but unfortunately he was also one of the unluckiest CSGO players. Compared to other players that are on Scream's level, he only managed to win 4 top-tier events. He finished 7th in the HLTV rankings in 2013 and still managed to finish 9th in 2016. He often switched teams after a year, and one of his mates got one of the most famous backbans in CSGO history. Despite his talent, the big success failed to materialize. The streak of bad luck slowly came to an end when he switched to Valorant, where he was finally able to celebrate success with Team Liquid. Top 4. Chovy. A League of Legends star who has often missed out on first place is Chovy. He is simply a god when it comes to farming and was the first player ever to manage to achieve an overall KDA of 100, earning him the MVP award in 2019. The young Korean has played in 8 playoff games in the LCK, finishing second 3 times and third 4 times. It was almost thought that it was just physically impossible for him to finish first. But last year he finally succeeded and was able to end his losing streak. He managed to defeat T1 in the finals of LCK Summer Playoffs with Gen G and finally won the trophy. For sure it wasn't the last time for him if fate is on his side. Top 3. Arteezy. Making it to top 3 is Dota Pro Arteezy, who is shaking up the pro scene in North America. He seems like someone who just can make up his mind. The superstar was considered one of the best players and a lot was always expected from him. When he joined the Evil Geniuses, he finished 3rd in his first international, but after that his team got worse. So he left EG and joined the new super team, Team Secret. But ironically, EG managed to win the international during that time. That was the reason why Arteezy switched back to EG, but unfortunately again without success. You won't believe it, but yes, he then rejoined Team Secret, who almost finished last at the international, while EG finished 3rd. What can you say with such unfortunate timing? Maybe it would be better to stick with one team in good and in bad times.
From NA teams or SA teams, it's a lot of a different game, even like down to the laning phase. Like regions lane very different. So it's kind of like, have to adjust in some ways.
Top 2. Odo Amne. League of Legends fans will remember the emotional LEC Summer Final 2022, where top laner Odo Amne and his team Rogue beat the favorite G2 by a score of 3-0. He's playing in the LEC, which was called LCS back then for 7 years, has been with various teams, and has never been lucky enough to win a trophy. But last year he was finally able to break his curse and became the LEC champion with Rogue after 7 years. He's definitely one of the best players in the LEC and was the 6th player to reach 2,500 assists in the league. Unfortunately, it was not enough to become world champion yet, but who knows what the future holds. Top 1. Guardian. The CSGO player the whole world is trembling before is none other than the Slovakian superstar Guardian. Nobody knows why the universe plays tricks on him and he just doesn't win any big titles. He has made Simple sweat and often proved that he can keep us cool even in a 1v3 situation. But as a 3-time major finalist, he unfortunately only made it to 2nd place and his losing streak didn't stop when he returned to Na'Vi. After his performance got worse, he was benched and tragically never again had the chance to compete for 1st place in a major tournament. Guardian hasn't completely given up yet though, and we'll see if he makes it after all. In any case, he deserves the 1st place.
Another near unwinnable position. Flashbang goes in. Guardian legs him. Edward gets the 1 kill, but Guardian, he's trapped behind the box. He gets a shot. He goes for more. He's going to hit it on Dennis. And now it's all about Guardian. Oh, he gets a shot. Oh my god. He picks
That was our top 10 video of the week. Is there any unlucky player we forgot about? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you next week.